Should I hang it there? Is that a good spot? I'm running out of space on my walls for posters, guys.
It's like it flowed through me. I don't remember painting this.
So I just watched a crazy fucking movie called The Devil's Candy. Directed by Sean Byrne, who's the director of The Loved Ones, and starring Ethan Embry, Sherry Appleby, and Pruitt Taylor Vince. The Devil's Candy tells a story of a father who's a painter who's really into power metal, and he and his family move into a new home that's relatively cheap, and some murders were committed there. And a guy who used to live in that home comes back, and things get really fucking crazy and escalate very quickly. I didn't even know this movie existed until like last week, and I only found out because a bunch of people were either recommending it to me or I was hearing, because it was apparently in the indie circuit for a while. And it just came out on VOD on the 17th. And having watched it, the hype is totally justified. It's fucking fantastic. I was floored and uncomfortable and disturbed and really just grossed out by this movie in a great way. Yeah, this movie's fucked up. It's so fucked up, and I can't stress that enough. I'm just gonna dive right into it. This film is masterfully directed. This is a gorgeous film to look at. Between all these incredible, very, very slow pans to the really massive wide shots of all different locations, it really serves to amp up the dread and really make things intense and kind of add a sense of foreboding to the whole movie. I love that. I love the really detailed focusing on artwork as it's meshing into other scenes. Like I said, this film is put together in a fantastic way, editing wise as well. There are a couple of scenes in this movie that had me on the edge of my seat. One involving a bathroom in a motel, and the other involving a swing set. I'm not going to say anything other than that. Those scenes are both incredibly fucked up, but edited so masterfully and so intensely, and this movie is so fucking intense and disturbing, mostly because it's fairly realistic and fairly there's nothing about it that's so implausible past a possible psychic supernatural element, which I can't really say too much about. I was just absolutely floored with the way this movie was put together. Performance-wise, especially, Ethan Embry gave an incredible performance, along with Pruitt Taylor Vince, who is so goddamn creepy and he's so skeevy and so gross and so creepy and so just... He's horrifying. He's fucking horrifying in this movie. Ultimately, what this movie gives you is just a really, really chilling story that is kind of ambiguous in a way. I mean, like I said, there is that slight supernatural element to it, but the rest of it is really up to the viewer in terms of, is it possession? Is it insanity? Is this happening to more than one person? Is it just happening to one person? It's really fascinating the way that this movie unfolds, and the one thing I can really say that I loved about it more than anything was that it kept me going the whole way through. I didn't know where this story was going to go, and that shocks me because that's not easy to do. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time because I had no idea where this was going to take it. I didn't know. There were several points when I was expecting it to go in a much darker direction, and it really seemed like it was about to. So I got to applaud Sean Byrne, whoever, I don't know who wrote the movie, it might have been Sean Byrne, but I need to applaud the writer for telling a story that I could not predict. Like I said, this movie is very plausible, the whole thing, and because of that, it's really disturbing. This movie feels very real when you get past that supernatural element to it. It's very raw and very dirty and very gritty, which fits into the whole heavy metal tone of it, which gets me into my other favorite thing about this movie. The sound design is incredible. Through any scene where the dread is amping up, you'll get this weird satanic chanting that comes in and it creeps in over the audio of the scene, and you'll almost non-existent at first, but slowly it starts ramping up and ramping up and ramping up until you get this cacophony of weird fucking chanting voices, and it's so uncomfortable and it's so cool, and it amps up the dread of this movie by 1,000%. I was shocked at how good this film was. I really was. My one complaint, and this is really my only issue with the film at all, because aside from this thing was masterfully made. I did feel that the climax of the film, and I mean the end of the climax, how the resolution of the climax is rather cheesy. It's a little silly, a little goofy, and I think that the ending could have been done a little better. Like I said, it's a little cheesy, and given a movie that's so raw and gritty throughout, I feel that the ending is feels a little tacked on. It feels a little too tonally conflicting with the rest of the film. But overall, I think this is a fan-fucking-tastic film, and first off, to everybody who recommended me check it out, thank you so much, because I don't regret it in the slightest. Furthermore, I'd go say that everybody should check it out. I'm going to call The Devil's Candy an absolute must-see. This was shockingly good and really disturbing. It made me really uncomfortable and really itchy, and I loved it. I absolutely love this film. I'm definitely going to pick it up whenever it comes to DVD or Blu-ray. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click down there and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much.
He's right. You are the sweetest candy of them all.